Hi guys, I'm actually Steve McKinney, one of the owners of Conservation Construction. And I just want to talk to you a little bit on how to research a company. Many people think they're researching the company when they just maybe look at reviews, or you look at their latest commercial. There's some really big companies out there that can afford to be on TV nonstop, and they might tell you things like they control all of it. They do every bit of, they control the installation crew, they control the facility, they control manufacturing, they control everything there is to control about their business. Yet, these companies that do that are no different than us. These are actually their ads that they run in Craigslist, where they hire their professional crews. And they talk about the fact that they want them to have some experience in doing carpenter work, not even window work. And you might be surprised at these names, but I'm talking about companies like Anderson, that they run ads in Craigslist to hire their crews and their subcontractors. They are not employees. Pella, they run ads in Craigslist too. They're also looking for subcontractors, not employees. So these big companies that talk about they have all this professionalism, they very well do. They may do some of their own in-house training of their crews. But the fact is you're dealing with the subcontractors coming out to your home. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. We actually use subcontractors. But I want you to understand, if you think everybody has employees, that's not true. And one reason perhaps that everybody doesn't have employees is this statement right here by AI. It's amazing to me, but studies show that during an 8-hour shift, the average employee is only productive for about 2 to 3 hours of that 8-hour shift. The rest of the time is typically spent on meetings, administrative tasks, and the real key here is unavoidable interruptions. What would that be? Maybe some internet time? I don't know. But the fact is, if you have a subcontractor coming to your home, they're there to get their job done. They're not employees being paid anyway, and they can lollygag around and do whatever they're going to do. They're actually paid to be there and get your job done. Our subcontractors have been with us for years, and they have provided for their families. They've bought homes. They've done amazing things with their lives, and they put in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of windows for us. So we know who's good and we know who's not, and we pay virtually the most in the industry to get the good workers. And that's really what you want. Do you want an employee, or do you want the best guy in town that puts in windows? We want the best guy in town. And believe it or not, a lot of them do not want a 401k that can turn into a 201k. They don't want the health insurance when they can get their own cheaper. They want the write-offs. They're business people. Mr. McDade, the founder of the company many years ago, had an idea. And his idea was to start a company where he can manage everything, pay the bills, make sure things are done right, control his business, but he decided to do it with subcontractors. And he decided that they would have a better interest in getting the job done than truly an employee. And fortunately, he has built a company over 35 years. We have one complaint at the BBB. In 35 years, sounds like he's been a success. But he's done it by picking the right subcontractors. And Mr. McDade actually put in windows when he began himself. So he got everybody on the same page to do it the way he wanted it done. And that's what's really important. You get with these huge companies, who knows who's training who to do what? With our company, it's small enough it can be controlled. It's big enough that we can take care of you as a homeowner. So if you were to have a problem, we can actually come out, take care of the problem, and still put in new jobs. If you hire somebody that's too small, they're doing good in the first little bit, but the problem is when they get busy, they still need to put in a job to eat. they can't go back and fix problems because they got to put in the next job. We have our own service techs that can go back and fix the problem, and we can put in the next job. And we've been around long enough to do that. A lot of people ask, what is the cost of a window? Why is it so expensive? Honestly, it's not necessarily the manufacturing, it's not necessarily this install, but it is necessarily all of it combined, and it's also the insurance of the company. It's also the employees to make sure everything goes well. We have our own service tech. We have our own administrative to guide the service techs. We have a receptionist. We have a general manager. We have all kinds of marketing people. We have a company that takes money to run, which all unfortunately focuses into getting your window. Now, you may decide that this guy's cheaper than this guy, but is he really? Because if you do business with him and he's cheaper, probably a cheaper product, and in 2 or 3 years you need to redo it again, was he cheaper? Not really. Matter of fact, you wasted all that money. Now you got to hire somebody like us to do it right and pay it all over again. And that's not something you want to do. The other thing you need to look at is warranties. You know, a lot of companies, very large companies, there's one company here in Colorado that advertises buy 2, get 2 free on windows. Buy 4, you get 4 free. Except they have 700 plus complaints at the BBB. About 217 of them have been resolved. Do you really want to do business with somebody that has that many complaints, F rating, and basically a non-accredited member of the BBB? Probably not the right choice, but you could make that choice, and these are just facts that we took off the BBB. So 727 complaints, 217 resolved. That to me is a lot of complaints. That being researched would probably turn me off of that company. But maybe other people, cheaper price, maybe he's the right way to go, and unfortunately you'll live to regret that decision. Then you have companies that, maybe very large companies, that talk about how great their warranties are. But you really need to read the warranty, because this is all highlighted out of this company's warranty. And the reason this is highlighted is because it's not good for the homeowner. Several pages, not good for the homeowner. Keep in mind, most warranties in any industry is not written to protect you. It's written to protect the company. And when you go through these warranties, it's amazing to me how after 2 years, they're really not going to pay for the labor on things. You get to pay for it. How their warranty, the window's the best window on the market, yet it might be a 10-year frame warranty. It might be 10 years on all parts and labor, but the warranty the glass 20 years. All these warranties are very different. But if you truly do the research and you truly read through the warranty like I've been doing, and just highlighting all the things that aren't good for you. Look at this warranty, and you tell me if you can see the highlights. If I highlighted all this, and it's not good for you, why would you do business with this company? But the most interesting part I find with this very large window company is that when you sign their contract, if you don't tell them in 90 days that you want to opt out of their binding arbitration, you cannot legally go after them for anything wrong after that at any time during the warranty period, which is amazing to me why that's in there. You might want to consider why that's in there, because they're trying to stop you from having any legal recourse other than what the arbitration says you can have. This is another large company. And it's amazing again, as part of their warranty, one of the first things they tell you is that if you don't opt out of it you have to be part of their legal arbitration. So you can't hire an attorney, or I guess you can, but you can't, you got to go through their arbitration if you don't opt out of it. Why is that in these warranties? Why is it in these warranties that they only cover their frame for 10 years? They only cover parts for 10 years. They cover glass for 20 years. Why do some not cover glass breakage? Why do some do? All these companies advertise how great they are and how great their product is. Or you can go with another company, which is the one that we've done the research to go with. And again, keep in mind, I've dealt with this manufacturer for job after job after job. So I'm lucky, you're not. You get to choose us or another company, and hopefully you made the right choice. But the fact is, we get to use this manufacturer time after time and know we made the right choice. Because their warranty, frankly, is quite simple. This is all their green print, but it doesn't say something bad. You have a double lifetime warranty on all of it. And then it transfers to a new homeowner for a lifetime warranty for them, for all of it, labor and material if something goes wrong with the product. They don't cover the install, but if something goes wrong with the product, they cover it labor and material for the lifetime that you live in that home with those windows. That to me would be very comforting. Now we may come out and do the service work for you because we have our own techs, or they may come do the service work for you. But that's very comforting. Now they do have all the exclusions that every one of these other warranties have. And that would be an act of God. That would be a tornado, a hurricane. If you're living right on the beach, it can cause corrosion and other problems. So all the companies have their exclusions, and I'm not knocking these other companies for it. But if they have the greatest product that sometimes costs twice as much as we do, maybe 3 times as much, why don't they have a stronger warranty? Why does this company, in my opinion, only my opinion, have the strongest warranty in the window industry? If that were to be the case, wouldn't everybody want this? Now you also have companies that will tell you how bad vinyl is. And the old builder's grade vinyl, probably not a real good product. Although even it lasts 10 to 15 years. Now that's what these warranties tell you theirs last 10 to 15 years on frames and working parts. But even the old cheap vinyl windows last 10 to 15 years. Now our window is vinyl, I'm not going to hide that from anybody. But it's the best extrusions available, it's the highest quality of vinyls, it's the highest quality of capstocks, it's the highest quality of hardware, and in my opinion, again, just my opinion, now I have been doing this for 47 years, so my opinion might be a little valid, but with that in consideration, I believe they have the best warranty, the best bang for the dollar, and will serve you the rest of the time you're in the home, and you won't have issues with it. If they're willing to warranty their product, labor and material on their product, not the install, but on their product, forever, as long as you own the home, they feel they build a good product. Why don't all these other great companies that tell you these great things have that kind of warranty? It doesn't really make sense to me. So we chose Anlin to be our manufacturer. And if vinyl windows are bad, like a lot of the companies out there are saying, companies selling fiberglass, oh, how bad vinyl windows are. Companies selling other types of products, oh, how bad vinyl windows are. Then why is about 80-85% of the entire market vinyl windows in this country? If they're so bad, I don't think that would be the case. But it is the case. And when we go with our manufacturer, and they have just the highest grade of extrusions, quality, chemicals, everything to put the window together, they can warranty it a lifetime for you, the homeowner, and if you sell your home, they get an additional lifetime warranty. If they can do that, why? Why don't all these other companies that say how great their product is and charge a lot of money for it, why don't they have just as good of a warranty? You need to ask yourself that. So we find the very best crews, we hire them. All these other companies that tell you how great their crews are, keep in mind, these are their ads in Craigslist to hire them. And a lot of them aren't even asking for experience in putting in new windows. So, are they really treating you right? Are they really the right company for you? Or should you give us a click? Should you give us a call? Should you give us a chance to come out and see you and earn your business and treat you the way you should be treated? And keep in mind, I'm not going to work on your house like I'm working on mine. If you were to ask my wife, I'd never get anything done. I'm going to work on your house like you're paying me to be there. And I'm going to take good care of you. And I will tell you this, you're dealing with us. You're not dealing with the subcontractor that will be out at your house, even though they worked for us for years. If you have a problem, you're going to call us. And we're going to take care of it for you, because that's what we do. And we have the people to do it. And you need a company like that, or else, unfortunately, that cheap price that you're buying might not be that cheap if you have to do it twice. So give us a chance. We'll come out, we'll give you an exact free estimate. And by the way, if we decide to do business together, that price I give you while we're in your home before the job starts, it'll be the price that you end up with. It won't change, because that's not our game. A lot of companies are professionals at coming out, lowballing the price, and nickel dime you all the way through the job to where you're paying more than I would have done it for in the first place. That is not how we do business. If we have an agreement, we're going to deliver the product we're talking about with a great warranty. We're going to deliver a great crew to do you a good job. If you have a problem, we'll deliver a service tech to take care of it for you. And there can be a problem, but we will take care of it. And with this warranty, if you have a failed seal, or if you got a frame that cracks, or if you got any other kind of problem, it will be replaced labor and material at no charge by the manufacturer. They've been around for 35 years building windows out of California, which is one of the strictest places you can build a window in. Wouldn't you want that kind of quality? Give us a click, give us a call. Let's get you a free estimate. Thank you.